Okay guys, so now I'm going to be working on my bodice part. I already finished my skirt. And so these are the fabrics that I have for the top part. I got this beautiful see-through fabric with embroidery all over it, and it's sparkly. It is so beautiful. And as you can see, the white there, this is a stretch fabric. Now I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I have an idea, and I'm using this as a pattern, and I'm actually wearing this in the video with my red shorts and those crazy tall boots that you saw, but I'm gonna use this as my pattern. So I obviously know that I want some parts of the bodice to be to show like a sheer part with this pattern with my skin underneath, but then other parts I want to cover up with the white, of course, like the bra area or whatever. Okay guys, so I have the shirt that I'm going to trace on there, and actually what I'm gonna do is fold the fabric in half so that I could just do one cut and it'll make it that much easier. So let me do that right now. Okay, so I folded my fabric in half, so you will have 4 layers. The fold is on this side. I folded my pattern in half, that way I can just make one cut like this. See? So I'm going to leave about a ½ inch seam allowance. I might leave an inch just to be on the safe side because this is not stretch fabric, so I want to make sure this fits. And I only have 1 yard of fabric for this beautiful embroidered top. Okay, so as you can see, I cut it down. I'm gonna open it up so you can see. Let me remove my pattern. And let me open up the fabric. And there you have it. So that's the shape of my bodice. And this is my scrap fabric, so I'm gonna save this here if I want to do sleeves or, you know, whatever else I may need to use these beautiful embroidered pieces as applique or whatever. We're gonna put that aside. Okay, so I cut the stretch fabric, and I'm gonna put that aside. I only used one side. You don't need 2 because I'm only going to use this for the front to cover up the bra area as far as I know now. So I'm going to put this aside. Now I'm going to get my embroidered top again and cut out the neckline for the front, because the neckline in the front is lower than the one in the back. So I'm going to fold this in half and then go on ahead and adjust that neckline. And I'm using my bodysuit top again as a pattern, and there's the neckline of the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut right there, and there it is. Make sure you leave about a ½ inch for seam allowance, because when you cut it, it's gonna be even lower if you cut too much, if that makes any sense. I hope I'm making sense. It's really late, guys, so if I'm not, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay guys, so you will have 3 pieces. The 2 front pieces, which is this sheer one, this embroidered, the white part, and this is your back piece. So for now I'm gonna put the back piece aside because I don't need that right now. Let me put this on top of here so I could describe what I'm gonna do next. Okay guys, so I have my 2 front pieces on top of one another. It's beautiful, and you can get an idea of what it's looking like. Only thing is, I don't want it to have this much texture. I want it to be sheer in certain places. For example, you see, let me move this battery. In this top, it's sheer in the center and the shoulder parts. So that's what I want, to show some skin there. That way it just doesn't look like one big block of you know, all this texture, to sweeten it up a bit, make it look more feminine, and you know, a little bit of sexiness to it too. So I'm going to go ahead and let me show you, because to do that I will have to take out the white part. So just to show you, like if I fold this part in half right now, I'm actually gonna have to cut it so that you get an idea of what I'm talking about. And I'm doing this as I go along. I'm figuring this out, and you guys can see what I'm saying. So this will be, you know, more of my shoulder part, and it'll be sheer. And so I want it to have like that sweetheart look here and sheer here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the white part across, and then I'm gonna make it like this here. See, similar to this. So you would remove your embroidered part, because this is gonna stay intact, and we're gonna work with this part first before we make these two one piece. So guys, I'm basically I put the shirt over just to get an idea of where I want it, and I put pins to kind of see like where I need to cut off that top part. Then I gotta figure out how to do that sweetheart right now. Alright, so I folded the top part in half and went along and just cut the top part off. And you guys can estimate depending on what type of bodice you're using, what pattern you're using for your top. An easier way to have done this was to make a pattern for it, but I'm so used to not sewing with patterns. Okay, so now we gotta try to make the middle part, but we gotta try to cut out the middle part. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. And so your next part is that you just have to try to figure out, how to do that sweetheart. Okay guys, so you can use your tape measure. That's what I did, and I put it across and just estimate like where the center would be, and mine is between 6 and 11. I put pins. You can't see the pins because they're white. And so yeah, you make your marks with your pins, and you can remove the top and work with just the white piece so you could cut the sweetheart part. I'm going to show you now. Okay guys, I think I figured out how to do it and explain it to you. So after you use your tape measure, when it's lying flat, you determine the middle section, what's the inches in between. So you fold it in half. Mine was 5, so I put my pin at 2.5 because it's folded in half, and gradually it gets smaller. So you're basically going to take your scissors. You could start at the smaller point and then cut up, 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 up. You're just using the pins that you placed as a guideline and go like that. So you're making the sweetheart. Okay, I'm going to cut mine now and come back. So here's what I did, so you kind of get the gist like that I probably got to fix mine up some. Okay, see, so when you open it, you're going to have 2 pieces just like that. And so we're going to get this piece now again and put it on top so you can see what I'm talking about. So you see, there you go guys, easy peasy. I didn't know what I was doing, but I took a chance, and you see, this is how it turned out. So I get to have that sheer part in the middle as well as the shoulders. Okay, so let's piece this all together, and let me show you how to put your bodice together. I'm probably gonna have to add a zipper. I'm just realizing, because this is not stretch fabric, and I've been trying to get around having to work with zippers, but I think this is a great opportunity to learn and for me to teach you as I learn. Okay, it's not yet pieced together, but I just wanted to get an idea of what it's looking like. That's the top part, and that's the skirt. It's not sewn together, it's just pinned. The skirt is finished, but I just wanted to lay it against the top just to see, and I'm loving what I see thus far. Okay guys, so it's the next day. So in putting your bodice together, you can take these pieces and you're gonna hem it a little bit along. Where are you gonna hem it? Here, here, you're gonna hem. You're gonna take this off before you pin it to the embroidered part. You take both of these pieces and you're gonna hem there because you don't want that raw edge showing. So once you're done hemming both pieces, then you're going to pin it, see, just like I have it pinned here, to your sheer piece. And then you're going to take it to the sewing machine and you're going to sew from here up to here. Do that on both sides. You're going to sew here, down here, and then you're also going to okay, I'll show you that later, but you will be sewing this onto here, but you're going to do that with a top stitch. I'll show you that later. Okay, so you have your back piece. Now, depending on what kind of fabric you're using for your back piece, if it's not stretch, you may need a zipper. I'm not sure if I need a zipper just yet. I might, but if you don't need a zipper, then all you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, you're going to put this on, of course, inside out, wrong sides out. You're going to put right sides facing each other. And you're going to take that to the sewing machine and you're sewing along the edge here and down here. You're going to sew the top and the top, and then you should be done. If you have to install a zipper, I'm going to insert me installing a zipper. Okay, so this is the front of your fabric. So for your top stitch, you're going to take it to the sewing machine. And you can do a top stitch from here all the way down and do the same thing on the other side here all the way down. So now this should be one piece already, and all you have to do now is attach it to your back piece. Now, depending on what fabric you're using, you may need a zipper. I think I may need one, but if you have stretch in the back or you're using mesh, because this is your DIY, you can alter it to your liking. If you're not using a zipper, what you would do now is you would put these two pieces together. So you would take right sides facing each other. So this is the right side and this is the right side of the back. You will place that over. And so now you take that to your sewing machine and you can pin it. You're gonna pin up until under the armhole, leave the armhole open. Same thing here. Down up to the armhole, leave the armhole open. Do the shoulder and the shoulder. Now, if you're going to add a zipper, that's a whole nother tutorial. I will let you know if I end up doing that. But if you do need to add a zipper, you're going to, before you add these two pieces, you're just going to take that back part and you're going to add your zipper here. And then when you're done adding the zipper, you put that, you add the front to the back like I just showed you. Guys, I totally forgot to tell you about adding the darts. The darts are going to be 3.5 inches down and then 3 inches up. I think I've only added darts like one time. This is for your bra, your breast area, I think, so that it can fit well. I'm hoping that this comes out well though. Yeah, we shall see.